Imagine being able to get done more in less time and still have energy for the things you love to do. Sounds impossible, right? Well, stick around today because I have 10 game-changing habits that will help you achieve more by doing less. And trust me, you wouldn't want to miss this. So let's kick things off with the first habit, the prioritization habit. So what this looks like is you want to wake up every morning listing out your most important tasks of the day down to the least important ones. Take some time to really think about your tasks for the day and focus on the one that requires your immediate attention. This will allow you to bring significant value and get you really closer to your goals as you have a tight deadline to finish and meet for those requirements. For example, instead of looking at emails throughout the day and checking for any texts or notifications, you want to focus on stuff that requires you to do it for that day. For me, what that looks like, if I have a video to upload for that day, instead of focusing on my short form content like TikTok and Reels, I will instead focus on my YouTube videos and make sure that upload gets done on time. Next up is a time blocking habit. Make sure you take the time to block off enough time for each important task you have to do. This will make sure that you're focused and ensure that you dedicate enough time for each task that requires your immediate attention. For example, if you're gonna go to work from 8 to 5 and then you block up the time to go to the gym from 6 to 8 and then you want to record videos from 8 to 10, that's what exactly will look like. Some of my favorite sources and stuff you can use are the notes on your phone, Google Calendar, or just the calendar on your phone. You can block off the time on there and delegate each time and for each task that you want to do. Make sure you use this one. By structuring your day with time blocks, you'll make sure to minimize as much distraction as possible. And trust me, we already have enough distractions in this world. The third habit I want you guys to focus on is the automation habit. The automation habit will be your best friend. Make sure you use tools and apps to help you automate your life a bit more. So for example, if you don't have time to cook at home or you don't have time to meal prep whatsoever, but you guys should be, as you go to the gym. But if you truly do not have the time for it and you're stuck at work, what you want to do is order food from one of these meal prepping companies. They'll have the food delivered to your place and all you gotta do is just pop it up and heat it up. This will allow you to work more and still focus on the things you truly matter and not miscellaneous tasks. If you don't have time to clean or do any of the chores, you can also source that out and hire out people to do that. For example, for laundry, you can have somebody do your laundry over at your place. For cleaning, you can hire a maid and they'll come clean your house one time out of the week. All these things are possible and all these things can be automated in order to make your life much more simpler and be able to get your time back because you work so hard for it. One way that I'm using this, for example, is when I'm scheduling out my social media content. Sometimes I don't have enough time during the day because I'm busy at work. So before I go to work, I prepare the post that I want to do on Instagram and have it scheduled in the middle of my shift. That allows me to still post on time and still post at a time where engagement is pretty high, even though I'm working. It's like I'm killing two birds with one stone. The fourth habit I want you guys to focus on is the goal setting habit. Set clear and achievable goals. You want to make sure once you figure out what those achievable goals are, you want to break them down into smaller tasks that will lead you up to achieving those goals. Things you want to try to get are some of the tasks that you know will get you closer to that goal. It doesn't have to be done all right away, but you want to make sure each one has a certain accomplishment that will lead you to it. If, for example, it's on YouTube, your big goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers, you want to focus on getting to 500, then 1,000, and then 5,000, and then eventually get to 10,000. That is something more manageable, and it will definitely keep you motivated and keep you going along the journey. If your goal is to start a business, make sure you can break it down to manageable tasks like market research. You want to be able to question and see your competition, and then finally think about your launch. You'll want to use the SMART criteria: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound to ensure that you're able to achieve and attain realistic goals. Next up, we have the distraction-free environment habit. You want to remove all distractions necessary. That includes your phone, because I promise you, while you're trying to achieve an important task, your phone will not be necessary. If you're like me or like everyone else, stuck waiting on notifications, then I have some news for you. You're not getting any. Too many of us try to look for email notifications, and mind you, I used to do this as well. I'll refresh my thing and try to wait for an email notification. I don't know why. I think I just got some dopamine hit out of that. But I promise you, if you remove any distractions from your area, it will allow you to stay focused and give your immediate attention to all the big tasks and meet that tight deadline that you're supposed to meet. Some things that you want to be aware of is if you're being in a loud environment, that will not help you. So you want to try to find a quieter environment. If playing some type of music helps you focus and study, you might want to try that as well. Some low beat music on YouTube can go a long way. Distractions can also be hanging out with your friends and family. If you know you have something to delegate and you know you have something to accomplish, you might want to stay away from people that are going to distract you. If you don't feel like they're going to provide some insights, you should not be around them. There's a time and a place to hang out with people, and that's why we have the time blocking habit. So the sixth habit that we have, guys, is the Pareto principle habit, also known as the 80-20 rule. What this ensures is that you apply and do 20% of the tasks that's going to bring you 80% of the results. Why waste your time on minimal tasks that are not going to get you almost any results? For example, on YouTube, a lot of creators tell you, yes, it's good to focus on the video, and yes, it's good to focus on the sound and everything else. But the most important thing that you should focus on, that seems like the very trivial thing, is the title and the thumbnail. It may not be obvious at first, but as you start doing stuff, it becomes abundantly clear. This 80-20 rule can be applied to almost all areas of life, whether you're at work, an entrepreneur, you're focusing on a product or a business. Make sure you really use this one and not waste any time, and try to get 80% of those results. The seventh habit that I want you guys to focus on is the break-taking habit. Now, yes, I know you're supposed to focus and make sure there are no distractions, but sometimes if you're starting to feel like you're burnt out, it's good to take like a 5 to 10 minute break, or even 30 minutes, or as much as you need, and go for a walk outside, getting some sun, and making sure you're getting enough blood flow around your body. If you're feeling like you're too pressured, then it's about time you stop working and you leave it on for another time. If you're staying up, trying to work even harder, you're losing sleep, and more than likely, you're not being at 100% efficient. So it's better off to get some sleep and leave the hard working task for the very next day. This will ensure that you perform at your best and come out with a better quality result. Regular breaks, such as the ones I'm speaking about, allows you to keep productivity pretty high and prevent any type of burnout or any frustration and any stress that could be brought onto your life. Next up, we have the saying no habit. There comes a time and a place where you will have to say no to plans, to friends, and to family. You want to respect your time, and they'll have to respect it as well. You gotta put yourself first sometimes if you truly have goals and you have stuff you want to accomplish. Saying no to things that don't align with your goals helps you focus on what's really important. It's not about being rude, it's about protecting your time and energy. So make sure the next time you don't feel like doing a certain thing because you have something of an important matter, it's okay to say no. That person will understand, and if they're truly your friend, they'll make sure to ask you at a better time. You might want to practice saying no politely. You don't have to come off rude when you're saying it. An example of this would be like, I appreciate the invite, but I'll have to decline because I have some things to take care of. This will ensure that you focus on what truly matters and not do something that you're not aligned with. The ninth habit, guys, is the simplification habit. You want to make sure you're making life simple and not very complex. Making things complex is going to kill your productivity and really ruin your mood to get anything done. You want to make sure that every step of the process towards your goal is as simple and attainable as possible. You don't want to give yourself something unrealistic to the point it starts to feel like it's not possible. You'll also want to use some tools to simplify any of the process you have and things you want to get done. For example, if there are apps that help you check things or help you create things you're trying to accomplish, you might want to use them, as anything you try to do by yourself will immediately waste your time. If you know you can use an app to get it done in 10 seconds and you know it's not going to get you 80% of the results, you might as well do it. If you know it's only going to get you 20% of the results, then you know the answer. If you're having redundant steps, you might want to eliminate those. You don't want to keep repeating things, stuff that's going to be wasting your time as well. Finally, make the time for reflection. Take the time each week to review your strategies and see where you're at in terms of your goals. Reflection helps you identify what's been working and what you need to improve on. It's like a feedback to help you understand what you needed to be doing and what else needs to be getting done. You might want to ask yourself questions like these. What have I achieved? What can I get done next week? And what can I do better? This habit will ensure that you will continue to learn and keep improving as well. And there you have it. 10 habits that will help you achieve more by doing less. Start incorporating these into your daily routine and watch your productivity go really high. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe so you're not missing out on any productivity tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.